All right, Spa 2.0. Here we go. We are going to go ahead and create a perfectly optimized listing. And like I said before, I literally do not teach people this, okay? Because I charge people $10,000 to just do it, right? So with that in mind, please make me a promise that you're not going to share this with everybody, right? Because this is a private and exclusive training module that Brian and Brian paid a lot of money for so that I could come in and do it. And it is only for you. All right, let's go. So basically, I'm going to start with when it comes to listing optimization, the first thing I want to make sure that we're on like the same page about is what the whole goal is. All right. So the whole goal is to be able to communicate effectively to our prospective customer. So with that in mind, I want to let you know like something really cool. So if you can master effectively communicating to your prospective customer on literally the most competitive and crowded and like just crazy place on planet Earth, which is Amazon, you can master everything else, literally everything else. So here's what I mean. If you can make a perfectly optimized title for an Amazon listing, you can make a perfectly optimized subject line for an email, or a perfectly optimized headline for an ad, or a perfectly optimized headline for a sales funnel. All right. So what I'm going to basically expose to you right now and make you do is master the game of effectively communicating with our buyers based on where they are. All right. So let me explain this real quick. So there's basically 4 stages that your buyer goes through when they are going from like having a problem, researching the problem, like researching the solution, and then they're basically buying. So by the time they get to Amazon, they've already done the first 2 stages. So essentially, what's gone on is they've done their research. Okay, that's done. So why is that important? Why do we need to know that? Well, since they've already researched the problem and the solutions, we don't need to further educate. Okay, we don't need to do that. Okay, they already know they have the problem. They already know that they're looking for a solution for that problem. Now we just need to give them the solution and make it different and better than basically every other option. So there's basically 2 things that we need to do. All right. So since they're in stage 3 and 4, so that they're kind of at the edge of stage 3 and into stage 4, there's 2 things. First thing, we need to validate. Okay. Here's what I mean. So let's say that we're selling a fish oil product, right? And then let's say that somebody wants to buy our fish oil product because they're having issues with arthritis, right? And it helps their joints. We're going to validate them, right? We're not going to tell them why they need fish oil for their joints. They already know that. We're going to tell them why they need our fish oil for their joints, all right? Here's how. We're going to make our fish oil completely relevant to their problem, right? And where they're at. So we're going to use certain terminology or phrasing, like, for example, we're going to say this is going to vastly improve your arthritis, right? So when they see that, okay, they have validated that your fish oil isn't just regular old fish oil. Your fish oil is designed to help their arthritis, okay? So while everybody else is talking about how many milligrams of this, that, and the other are inside of it, okay, you're validating the point and you're speaking the language of your customer and explaining to them exactly why, exactly what they're looking for, right? So we're validating, and I'll go into obviously more detail on that in a second, and I'm going to show you some listings. But just know, number one, we're validating. Okay, so we have to literally reveal our solutions, our product. Okay, remember we're selling products, but we're actually selling solutions. We're revealing a specific relevance to that customer. All right. So validation, number one. Number two, we are making sure we're building urgency and even scarcity. Okay, so here's why. Somebody that is searching for our fish oil and has been validated, okay, they may mistakenly think that they can look around at other options and come back to us if they decide they want to. Or they may think, I'm going to go to Walmart and I'm going to see if they have what I'm looking for there. And if they don't, then I'll come back. So the problem is this. When they're on our listing, if they don't buy right then and there, they're probably gone. Okay? The likelihood of them returning is very, very slim. So the urgency and the scarcity comes into play throughout the listing, because by the time they're on Amazon, they have done all of their research. Okay, they're literally just narrowing down the options, and they think what we don't want them to think, but what they do think naturally is that they could come back and buy it anytime. Okay, so what we need to do is not only magnify the urgency of the problem, right, that our product is solving, but also we need to make some scarcity. So what I like to write is things like, and you'll see all this in a second, but I like to write things like, we're doing our best to keep our stock. We are limited time offer, so like you can rotate different offers, like buy two get one 50% off. Whatever you want to do, but just make sure that it would hurt if they didn't buy it right now, right there, right then, right there and then. Okay, so one other thing I want to mention, it's not really exactly related to these two, but it really complements that well, and that is we are going to reveal and magnify a weakness in a competitor's product. Okay, we always want to do that. So what we're doing is essentially, let's say this is us. Okay, we're throwing stones. That's us whipping stones, okay, at our competitors, right? So if you don't do that, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to survive on Amazon very long, okay? And that doesn't mean that we're bashing anybody, not at all. That just means that in a dignified way, in a very objective way, we're literally just justifying, okay, you can go buy that other person's fish oil, but here's what's going to happen if you do, all right? So those are the three things we absolutely must have at the forefront of our minds when we go ahead and create our optimized listings, right? So let's go ahead and get cracking. I'm going to show you some examples and literally lay out exactly what it is you need to do to optimize your listings. Okay, cool. So, and you didn't have to pay me 10 grand to discover this stuff, which is even cooler. All right. First things first. There are a lot of people out there screaming that they know that they're experts in listing optimization. Tons of them, and it's just ridiculous. All right. So here, okay, step number one. I'm about to prove to you that I am the best in the business, because in the next 3 minutes, all right, I hope that everybody agrees that you're getting your money's worth here from me. So first things first, when it comes to listing optimization, everybody thinks that it means, it means like when we get to the page, it means our title and our bullet points and our description and maybe our images are all really nice and clean and optimized, right? Okay, that's part of the story. That's half of the story. There's a whole nother half to the story that most people don't talk about and don't think about, right? Listing optimization starts within the search results, okay? Here's what I mean. When it comes to getting traffic on your listings, whether that's organically, sponsored ads, you name it, you need to get your listing clicked on, right? If your listing doesn't get clicked on, you're already lost, okay? You lost before you started. Let me show you something real quick, all right? So, for example, on a search of bike lights, so bike light is the search phrase, we're going to look at and see who's making all the money. I don't care. I could care less who's ranked where. I want to know who's making all the money. It's quite clear, okay? It's quite clear that the seller making pretty much all of the money. Okay, they're making more than the first the first 6 listings combined, right? So they're crushing it. Almost half $1 million a year in just bike lights. I mean, they're killing it. Okay, here's why and how, right? So let's just ignore the sponsored listings for right now, but we'll get back to them. So let's look at these titles. Okay, here's what happens. Most people, most sellers, what they want to do is they want to get a bunch of traffic, right? So they'll do what? They'll throw keywords in their title, right? So if you get your keywords in your title, then you're more likely to get ranked organically for those keywords, right? Common sense. Now, here's the problem. Do you think your competitors are probably going to try and go after those keywords as well? Yes. So what happens is this. Their title has the same keywords that your title has. So now all of a sudden your title looks darn similar to their title, okay? So when your title looks darn similar to their title, people are no longer going to click on your listing based on your title, okay? Keywords do not get listings clicked on. This is what they're going to do. They're going to look at the title and they're going to say, oh, that looks really similar to that guy. Then they're going to look at the price. Then they're going to look at the reviews, okay? Or maybe even the image. I don't know about you, but price, reviews, and images are very hard to compete on, right? Very difficult, especially nowadays on Amazon. So what can you do instead to get your listing clicked on? Because remember, if your listing's not getting clicked on in the search results or wherever else, even in the sponsored products, you already lost. Literally, you already lost. So here's what you do. You put benefits in the title, okay? Because guess why? Benefits are what gets your listing clicked on, all right? Let me prove it to you. So remember how we said that there was one listing, one seller that was making basically all the money for this search phrase of bike light? Well, let me prove to you why that is. So let's say that, let's throw ourselves in the shoes of our customer for 1 second, okay? Let's say that we're a mom who wants a bike light for her son who goes to school, rides his bike to school, then after school he has football practice, and by the time he heads home, it's already dark out, and she's just scared that he's going to get hit. So let's also say that one of the main benefits that she's looking for in a bike light is the fact that it's easy to install because she doesn't have time or energy, or let's say she doesn't have a husband or somebody else at home to help her to get it installed. She just doesn't want to mess around with it. All right. So one of the main benefits then is that it's easy to install. Okay. So she is searching bike lights. Okay, and we're skimming through. We see a bunch of crappy titles, right? I see a bunch of crappy titles, just keyword full, okay? And then, boom, I see this one that says, easy to install. Wow, look at that. Do you think that's speaking our language? Do you think this is what's going to get us to click on it? Or do you think saying it's an X2000 LED bike light? I mean, come on, okay? Easy to install. That's a great benefit. And guess what? I don't think it's a coincidence that this guy right here, okay, I know it's not a coincidence, is the same one making all the money, okay? So he wins from the get-go because he's getting clicked on. It doesn't matter that he falls number 7 on the page. That doesn't even matter, okay? And his PPC is winning as well because he's getting clicked on, right? He's got a much better title than the rest of these people. These people's titles suck. These sellers' titles really, literally, like, in all honesty, objectively speaking, they suck, right? So, if you don't have benefits in your title, you're already losing, right? Because guess what? Keywords are not going to get your titles clicked on. And if you can't get your title clicked on, you already lost, right? So, here's my general rule of thumb. I like to do 2-to-1 ratio. For every 2 keywords in my title, I have 1 benefit. Right? That seems to make Amazon happy. So 2 keywords, 1 benefit. That's the ratio. So 1/3 of your title should be benefits and 2/3 should be keywords. Got it? Now, here's the really cool part, right? Since you're now a sponsored ad pro, now this is going to make your sponsored ads perform even better. And it's going to make you and your ACoS go down more. and it's going to make you more money. Okay, so for example, this is a great example. So we got Blitzu, person making all the money. Then we got Hong MC. Okay, look at the difference here. Even though this product is $25, okay, which is significantly higher than the next one, okay, in the sponsored ads. This one's going to win all day long, okay, because it has benefits. People are willing to pay more if they know the product is going to do what they want, right? So that the fact that they know this is easy to install, this mom is going to pay $25 all day long, okay? Instead of being cheap and paying $16, but they don't know that it's going to be easy to install. See the difference? Because we're not speaking to them in terms of benefits. That's what motivates people to do stuff. Benefits, not the keywords, right? Keywords are important, yes. 2/3 of our title will be keywords. Now, but benefits get people to click on the listing, okay? And word of caution. So I've been around forever. I know how Amazon thinks. I want to make sure, okay, that you do not change your entire title at once. Okay. Now here's what I want you to do. I want you to swap your entire title if you don't have a 2-to-1 keyword to benefit ratio currently. Okay. And I want to make sure you're using all the space possible. People ask all the time, how many characters should I put in my title? And I say the answer will forever remain as many as Amazon allows you. Okay. So I don't know how many that will be for your specific category. Most of them are 200 characters. Some of them are 100 characters. You figure out which category you're in and what your category limits are, and then use the maximum amount of space available. It's like this. You drive past a billboard, right? Do they use 2/3 of the billboard, or do they use the whole billboard for their advertising? Well, the smart ones use the whole billboard, okay? Make sure you use that real estate. It's very valuable. You have to use it. Now, to end my rant on my word of caution to you, Amazon, I know what they think, and this is what they're going to do. If you try to swap out your entire title at one time, they will not like it. Okay, they will likely take control of your ability to change your title. Titles are something that Amazon does not mess around with. All right, that's an easy way to get in trouble. Okay, so here is my advice: change 1 to 2 words at a time. Give it a day. Change another 1 to 2 words. Give it a day. All right. It might take you 2 weeks to get your title fully changed. It's worth it. All right. Take your time. Go slow. Please don't get. We don't want to be Amazon's next victim of them stripping our titles down, because that really sucks. All right. So we got half of the story, and I'm going to add one more thing. So you might know that most of you know this already, but I just want to really reiterate that and differentiate. So between what exactly a benefit is. So a feature is what your product is. Okay, so for example, the bike light, it's maybe 400 lumens. It's made of military grade plastic. It's lightweight, USB rechargeable. Those are all features. That's what it is. Benefits, on the other hand, are what it does. Okay, so people for the most part, about 95% of people buy on the benefits, not the features. So what do you think's more going to give us a better ROI? Talking about the features or the benefits? The benefits. So benefits for a bike light could be, first and foremost, it keeps you safe at night, helps you to be seen. It's quick to install. The list goes on the fact that it's waterproof, et cetera, right? So what's the best way to get to figure out what benefits you should be using? Simple. Go to the reviews, okay? So we click on the reviews and the unanswered questions too. So whatever concerns people have, and it's mostly the negative feedback that's the most like relevant and going to help us the most. So we'll go to that 1-star reviews, and like, for example, like these design flaws this guy's complaining about, it doesn't turn off, blah, blah, blah. So we're just finding little nuggets, okay? So like, whatever people are complaining about, and you don't have to just specifically use your listings, but your competitors too. So figure out what people are complaining about, and then literally spin those into benefits, okay? And you're, boom, you got unlimited benefits, okay, for free. So we got to move. Next thing, okay, so you've got the first half of the equation down, and that is you absolutely, without a doubt, must make sure that your listing is optimized for the search results, okay? Because remember, if you're not getting clicked on, you already lost. So we got that out of the way. Now you're going to have a perfectly optimized listing within the search results because you're going to have a 2-to-1 keyword to benefit ratio in your title. You're going to give people reasons to click on it. Even if it's more expensive or you have crappier or less reviews than the next guy. Here's a perfect example, okay? With the bike lights, right? So look at this. 20 bucks gets us a bike light, right? Or 25 bucks gets us a bike light. Arguably, they do the same thing. However, how do I know by reading this title that it's going to be easy to install? I don't. When they spell it out for me, I do. Okay, I'm willing to pay $5 more to make sure that it's easy to install all day long, right? That's what gets people to buy stuff. So now let's talk about the actual on-page listing optimization. All right. First things first, we're going to focus on without a doubt, the most important area of the listing, and that is the bullet points, okay, for conversions. So we got them here. We got the traffic. Whether it was paid traffic or organic traffic, doesn't matter. Traffic is traffic. Now we need to convert the traffic, right? That's how we make money. All right. Here's what we're doing. We're going to focus on the bullet points first. Actually, we're going to focus 90% of our attention on the bullet points. Because why? Those are the most important and critical aspect of your listing for conversions. Bar none. I have tested this 105,000 times. All right. Here we go. So I do have to toot my own horn a little bit and tell you a quick story. So I used to, in a previous lifetime, be a freelance copywriter. I was doing copywriting for hire for clients for a number of years, was doing really well, making a ton of money, and then I got really burnt out, and now I'm here. So the point is I brought a strategy from my background in copywriting to Amazon that now 85% of sellers have adopted and have tried to model / steal. And while it's flattering that 85% of Amazon sellers are attempting to utilize a strategy that I introduced, it is sort of funny for me to see them do it because they have no idea what they're doing. And let me show you. So in copywriting, there is a strategy called dual readership. What that means is this. You've got two types of readers. Okay, you have the type of reader that's most likely like you and myself that likes to skim through and extract information that's relevant and then move on. Okay, we don't have time to just sit there and read and read and read, right? But then you have another type of reader who does like to read every single word, right? So for example, somebody that's paying 25 bucks for a light to go on their kid's bike, they might think, that's a lot of money. I want to make sure that this is what I think it is, right? So what we need to do is we need to appease both of them. So that's how that's the whole point of dual readership, okay? We're making sure that both reading styles are taken care of. Now, how do we do that? Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever seen all caps in the bullet points on Amazon listings? Of course you have. Now, guess who brought that to Amazon? Yes, yours truly, the goat farming, copywriting, Amazon selling guy. All right. So here's why I did it. Let me show you a good versus a bad listing. Okay. So, for example, when we look at the all caps in the bullet points, this is a formatting thing. Okay. So we want to make sure that it's dual readership friendly, right? So let's say that we're that mom again. Okay, and now we've clicked on these listings, And matter of fact, both listings that I'm comparing right now, they both have easy to install that benefit in the title, which is great because this is a great point to prove that one listing is making all the money and the other isn't. Okay, even though they have the same benefit, I'll show you why one's making all the money and the other isn't. So when it comes to, here's why. Because one's converting and one isn't. All right, it's that simple. So let me show you why one is converting, why one isn't. So let's say that we're that mom, and this time we have our primary benefit of the fact that it's easy to install. That's already good. We're good to go on that. That spoke to us. Now our secondary benefit is that we want to see in a bike light is that it swivels. Okay, so we want, let's say that for whatever reason, the road that our child has the bike on, sometimes there can be animals crossing, and we want the bike light to be able to swivel so that they can look into the ditch and make sure there's no animals or something, right? All right, so here's what happens. We know it's easy to install. That's great. Now, we want to see if the thing can swivel, right? That's important to us. So if this is the listing that we're looking at, we start reading, and we keep reading, okay? And we keep reading, and it's not telling us what we want. And we keep reading, and we keep reading. We get to here, and we're like, wow, this is annoying. It's not telling me what I want to hear. I don't have time to read every single thing, right? So what do? We scroll down, and there's 300,000 options. And we click out, and we're gone forever. Forever. They lost. You know why? Because they missed a simple thing. They didn't listen to the goat farmer, all right? So here's the difference. Same exact benefit we're looking for. The fact that it's easy to swivel, right? This listing, it's not perfect, but it's much better than the other one. And there's a reason that it's making all the money. All right, I'll show you why. So we're looking for that benefit of what? That it swivels, right? So we come in, we skim. Save your money and hassle, cool. Free tail light, cool, I don't really care. Versatile, more than a bike light, cool. 360-degree swivel ability. Guess what? They're speaking our language now. Now we're sold, and we're going to keep reading and be more sold. Rotate it to shine literally any direction you want. Blah, 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 right? That is our language. That is speaking to us, right? That is selling us. That is converting us right there. Now, if they didn't have the all caps, okay, in the start of each bullet point, we would have had to read to about here. Then we would have got sick of it, okay? We would have said, this is not relevant, right? I don't have time to read the entire thing. And we would have moved on, and they would have lost. Just like this listing, okay? Because look at this. This is one big blob. This is literally one giant blob. How could you skim through that and extract anything, right? Whereas this one, we've got benefits, okay? Oh, excuse me. There we go. We've got benefits in all caps, okay? That we can skim through, right? That right there, my friends, is what gets people to convert, okay? On Amazon. Here's what you got to do. Now, like I said, this listing's good, but it could be better. Here's why. What I want you to do right now is to look at your own bullet points. And first and foremost, the golden rule right now is you need to use 250 characters, as close to 250 as possible. Do not go over, but between 245 and 250 characters per bullet point, okay? So this entire bullet point should be 250 characters if possible, okay? This bullet point should be 250 characters. This one, same thing, okay? 250 characters per bullet point. It makes it super clean, keeps them all above the fold, and it's just perfectly optimized for Amazon. I've tested this too many times, all right? So get them to 250. Then, next thing, we want to make sure that about 30 to 35% of the entire bullet point is all caps. So what that looks like is this. So it's about a third. So it'd be about to here. So like I said, this listing's good, but it's not great, all right? It's not perfectly optimized like yours will be. So they should have this entire highlighted space should be all caps, right? And then the rest should be lowercase, okay? Same for this one. It should be about this, should be all caps, and then the rest lowercase, okay? Every single one, same thing. A third of it, 30 to 35%, should be all caps. The rest should be lowercase. Now, here's the key. Make sure that your all caps phrases that you begin each bullet point with are benefits. Literally, remember, what motivates people to do stuff? Benefits. So make sure that you have benefit after benefit in these all caps phrases, okay, at the beginning of each bullet point. Now, the cool thing is this. You're gonna like notice and discover as you go through the reviews, a lot of these benefits are very similar or could be bundled. So what I do is I bundle the benefits together and I tie them together in each bullet point. So for example, the fact that it's they kind of did that in this one. So it's swivel, 360-degree swivel ability, and indestructibly built. Okay, they tied two benefits together there. I don't think that those are maybe necessarily the best benefits that they could have tied together, but they did. Kudos to them. Now, what I would do then, if you want to continue with that, is you could say indestructibly built, so it'll last, and then you could say something like continue in the all caps here, benefits. And you could say something like installs in 30 seconds or less with just one screwdriver. Okay, and then pretty soon you've got your third of your bullet, all caps. Okay, so again, if we get our visitors to our page, okay, because they've clicked on our title thanks to the benefits. Now we get them to buy and convert thanks to the dual readership and the benefits, right? So you get your benefits in all caps, and then the lowercase sentences, I typically elaborate on the benefits and then throw in the features, whatever features are necessary, because guess what? Those are kind of an afterthought, right? Unless you're selling to engineers and literally experts in your product, 95% of the rest of the human population doesn't really care about the features. They care about the benefits, right? For example, does this mom care if it has a USB charger or a wall charger? Or I should say, they may care, but do you think they care more about the fact that it has a USB charger versus a wall charger, or the fact that it'll keep their son safe at night? Okay? It's quite clear. The benefits are what drive people to do things, okay? So if you want to convert, you want to have a perfectly optimized listing, invest in the benefits, right? That's what's going to get people to buy. All right. I got to show you a couple more really cool things. So I don't want to neglect the title, but I will, or excuse me, the description, but I will say, no, this is enhanced brand content and all this cool stuff. But I will say that the description is far less important than the benefits, the bullet points in the title. So 80% of your time, it's the 80-20 principle. 80% of your time spend on bullets and title. Okay, the other 20 get your description taken care of. And here's what I like to do. I like to basically reiterate my bullet points, but go into a little bit more depth. So you don't want to you don't want to introduce anything new in the description, because that's just going to confuse your prospective customer. Because here's why. So let's say that you have, you're a salesman, right? And you've got a prospect or a lead on the phone with you, and you're 3/4 of the way through your hour that you promised that you'd meet them, and you're 45 minutes in, and you've basically laid out a bunch of your benefits, right? And now you're kind of getting into trying to close them, right? Do you think it would be wise in the last 15 minutes to introduce a bunch of new stuff? Probably not, because what that's going to do is going to confuse your prospect, and it's going to create probably more doubt and more question, right? So it's going to do more harm than good. So in the description, that should be essentially a reiteration of the bullets, but you can elaborate more on them, right? So for example, in the bike lights, if you talked about a little bit, if you introduced, the fact that it's 360-degree swivel ability, we talked a little bit about it in the bullet, but now we're going to talk a lot more in the description. It's got a little bit more room, right? So again, this is what I like to say is you cannot get redundant on Amazon. You just can't, right? Because it's so fast paced, people are bouncing from product to product. the fact that they read something twice is a good thing, because it'll make them that much more likely to buy. So for the description, uh, make sure that you use at least line breaking. I like to use bold also. So HTML tags that are acceptable, as I create this for you, that I've used for the last 5 years are line breaks. So line breaks and bold. That's it. That's all you need, really. So just so that it breaks it up and it's not one big blob. Like this is a big blob. It's broken up, but it's still a blob. So what I would do is I would have like bold here, and maybe do all caps to here, and then finish it with lowercase to here, and then repeat all caps to here, and then lowercase to there. Okay, so it's really no different than the bullets, except we're going to end with a call to action, obviously. So at the bottom, a call to action would be great. So there you have it. Now, before I leave you, I want to show you one more really cool thing that's going to kind of just bring this all home. So up until maybe 3 weeks ago, I didn't even know what this was. So I was doing some research on Amazon, and I found a product that I was really interested in because I didn't even realize this existed. It is a pizza stone. Now, hopefully, I'm not. Look, admittedly, I'm a stupid goat farmer. Okay, I just am. All right, and I don't get out a lot. I don't get off the farm enough. So when I saw this, I thought to myself, "What is this? I don't even know what a pizza stone is. I've never seen one." And then I got off the farm, and I started realizing that the majority of the human race knows what this is. Not only knows what it is, but they have one. All right. So forgive me for my ignorance. I am a simple-minded goat farmer, but I thought this was really cool, so I'm going to share it with you. And I'm sure Brian and Brian both have one of these. I'm sure they probably have two of them, right? So just leave it to me to just not even know what this is, even though, yeah, we'll just move on. So point is this: pizza stones. There's somebody on planet Earth right now getting filthy rich off of pizza stones, and it's almost a little bit bothersome to me. Okay, so I have to show this to you because I just want to prove a point real quick. So this guy right here, Old Stone, whatever, sells 72 grand a month of pizza stones. Okay, they're pushing over $750,000 of pizza stones in a year. That's a lot of stones, my friends. Now, how are they doing it? Well, let's take a look at these titles. So remember, listing optimization, what I hail as the #1 investment you can make for your Amazon business, because I've seen and tried everything. Well, let me show you what it does. So let's look at the titles. Pretty crappy, pretty crappy, pretty crappy, really crappy, really, really crappy. Now, let me just show you something real quick. All right. Do you want me to show you? Actually, let me ask you this. Do you want me to show you how I spot mid to high six-figure product opportunities in 5 minutes or less with absolute clarity? I'm going to guess you're saying yes. Okay. Well, here's how. This is what I do. I do a search for pizza stones. I figure out who's making all the money, and I ignore the rest. And then I ask myself this. Okay. Could I find a pizza stone manufacturer? I ask myself that question. Yes, probably. Could I ask them to put my logo on it and ship it to FBA? Yes, probably, and take my money. Probably. And then my third question is, could I make a listing that is more optimized than what you see? And I hope to goodness the answer would be yes. Okay? Because right here is your ticket to 72,000. Where'd it go? Ooh, it changed. It lied. Okay, it said 72,000 before, but now it says 62. Either way, it's a lot of stones, you guys. It's $750,000 this year in pizza stones. You have the ticket and the keys to that. Okay, so and I know there's some things that reviews and all that. That's going to be difficult to, or it's going to not difficult. It's going to take time, right? But my point is this: could you make a better title than that and get clicked on? I sure as heck hope so. Okay, Could you make better bullet points that convert? I sure as heck hope so. Okay, even images, everything's just crazy. All right. So for those that are searching for these golden nugget hidden niches, stop it. Just go model, find out who's making all the money, throw up a better listing, make it perfectly optimized, and you're gonna win. All right. That's how it really is that easy. And now that you have your sponsored products, campaigns, like killing it, this is a missing touch. I promise you. So I promised Brian that I wouldn't take more than an hour of your time, and I got most of the stuff that I needed out to you. But I've got more. And if you want to see more and you want to see me go kind of dive a little bit deeper and show you like I probably exposed like maybe 3 or so of my secrets on this module, and which is enough for you to go cash in instantly and then make a ton of money and then send me and my goats a Christmas card. But I got more and I want to show you them. And actually, Brian and I, as I said in my welcome video, Brian and I put a special live training together that we did about a month ago. And it was wild and crazy because Brian's an amazing, awesome guy. And I want you guys to see it. So Brian said that he's going to put the video in here in the next to this video. And I want to make sure that you get a chance to see that because the people that saw it are killing it. I'm not going to lie. All right. We have some crazy success stories that I'm going to show you on the training and then show you exactly how and why. So what I am going to compel you to do right now is go on the training, watch it. It's free. Okay. It's free for you as a VIP Spa 2.0 member. All right. Inhale it. Once you do, you're going to see stuff that you've never seen before. Crazy, crazy cool stuff. And literally, you're going to walk away. You're going to go watch it, inhale it, implement what you discover, cash in, send my goats and I a thank you card, and life will be amazing. Okay? So I'll see you in the Facebook group. Otherwise, I really appreciate you. I'm so grateful to be able to come in here and for Brian and Brian to bring me in to invest as much as they did, which is just ridiculous. I know it really is. But it is just an amazing opportunity for you to be able to cash in on this like everybody else is. And now utilize your sponsored ads to the fullest, okay, with optimized listings. It's a match made in heaven. So really appreciate you. And if you have questions, please hit me up in the Facebook group, the Spa 2.0 VIP Facebook group. Otherwise, I will catch you soon. Watch the training. Unless you're okay with where you're at and you hate money, then don't watch it. But if you love getting better and you've got that itch to just be as good as you can be without spending more money, that's the amazing part. You already got the hard work's done, right? Now you just need to cash in. Just pull the lever on the slot machine, right? That's what I call it. Then watch the training, okay? It's there for you. It's free. It won't be there forever though, but make sure you watch it now. And here's to perfectly optimized listings and to your success on Amazon. Really appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon.